Welcome to the El Popo podcast from the Chicana Studies Department at California University Northridge.
Hi, my name is Mauricio Herrera. I'm a student at Cal State Northridge. Had the opportunity to interview one of my professors from Chicano Studies Department. His name is Oscar Marti, and he gave his opinion on the CSU strike that will be taking place in a couple of weeks. What do you think? They're asking for 5%. Do you think they're going to be able to get the 5%?
That's difficult. You can never predict the outcome of the strike. Sometimes they're successful, sometimes they aren't. If they're not successful, then a lot of faculty is going to be unhappy. If they're successful, then a lot of administrators are going to be unhappy. And somebody should be able to cough up the money. And the arrangement of the budget might be one thing. Now, I don't know this present administration as well as I knew one 5 years ago, for instance. And
But the mic too.
a lot of these are new people. A lot of these are new people. So it's hard to tell whether they'll give up or not. There are always a lot of dead bodies around the strike, and I hope that the casualties will be minimal, and we come up to an amicable agreement.
Another question I have, is there a way the students can get involved?
Well, they have a stake in the process. For one thing, you want to have a faculty that's not just happy, it's well rewarded and it's appreciated. And for another one, you want to make sure that the money that is allocated to your education isn't thrown away frivolously. Yeah. So it's hard to tell what the student should do. I think it'd be to individual conscience of the student. And what they can do, that'll be, again, to the individual conscience of the student. They can't, it's a labor issue, and you're one of the beneficiaries of it. So you have to be, as a student, you have to be very parsimonious and transparent in what you're doing. No one ideology or another one, but trying to reach what the ideal of a strike is a compromise. They haven't reached it before. Now after this, the faculty is showing its displeasure, and hopefully the administration will be willing to talk and compromise.
And in your experience with past strikes?
Well, New York City was a very successful strike when I was there, and eventually, of course, faculty got very well paid, and the administration came to terms with it, and the university, the City University of New York, shown. What happened afterwards was that the other forces, outside economic forces, shut the university down. That was New York City's budgetary problems, and that put a dent in some of the gains that they had made in the strike. Other strikes that I've been in, well, those in the private sector, and some of them were just very indefinite outcomes. Some people want, some people don't. Essentially, the question is, should be compromised, but the question is, compromise on what? And that's up to the negotiators, both parties to decide.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I also had the opportunity to interview one of my fellow students. His name is Alec. Teacher strikes going on the 19th.
It's interesting because they're already getting the 2% pay increase. They already agreed on that. They're striking for the 5%. It doesn't affect me. I'm missing the classes, but the teacher's already prepared for it. So I'm not worrying about it. I'm not stressing about it.
Are you worried about missing class?
I don't think I'm gonna be worried about it because the teachers already told me that since the strike is going on, they have us doing extra homework instead, which I'm not opposed to. I think it's all right. We were gonna do it in class anyways, so.
Would you like the teachers to get paid more money, or they should just get paid what they're getting paid? What do you think about that?
To be honest, I think their income is their problem. So it's like if they want to strike, that's perfectly fine with me. It's just something that they want to do if they feel like it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you have pretty good professors at the school. Do you think they should get paid more, or do you think that's? I know you don't know how much they get paid, but if they're doing a strike, it's because they need more money.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely, there's some professors where I think like they're just fine where they're at because they're mediocre. But I mean, like the rest of the professors, yeah, they all try hard. They all care about their students. And I think if they're asking for an increase, there's no unless for budgetary reasons, there's no reason why they shouldn't.
They're asking for 5%.
The 5%, yeah, that's.
I think they should get the 5%.
Yeah, I mean they deserve it. They try hard. They do as much work. They do more work than we do.
We wanted to ask you a few questions. So one of them being, what are your feelings on the results of the strike?
Oh, I think it was good. It's good. They didn't have to go and strike. I would have to walk out. The threat was enough. At some point, the administration saw that they had a lot to lose, particularly to be known as the administration had a strike. And the faculty also didn't really want to. But they were willing to because, they need it. Some people here are in dire condition, dire situations.
Do you think they were forced to basically choose to strike because they weren't getting what they wanted?
Yeah, the conversations and the arguments didn't work. The arbitrator ruled in the favor of the union, which meant that an impartial arbitrator, impartial person looked at the data and realized that the union had a legitimate grievance. I mean, I left here in 2011. I retired in 2011, and I'm living on my pension. As soon as I left, my pension was more money than what I was getting here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and since then, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 5 years ago. That's 5 years ago. I'm still making more money, my pension, than people here. The salaries froze literally.
Yes.
And so it's an improvement, it's a definite improvement.
It definitely seems like an improvement.
Yeah.
So do you think 10% is enough for them in this case?
It's something. They could have been worse, could have been 3% or 4%. 10% is good. They need more. They're going to need more. And I hope they negotiate in good faith because, things are a hell of a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and then down the line that might change. It might be even more expensive for them. So
yeah, not that but the point is this faculty, even with the 10%, is still very low, very badly paid.
yes.
And I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I like the environment and I have friends here. But if I go back to UCLA, double my salary. If I go back to New York City University, twice my salary. So they are in the low.
And I'm sure a lot of the other teachers share the same feelings, which is why they stay here and teach, right?
Yeah. Well,
Or they're
as I said to people, the bad students are every bit as bad here as at Harvard or City University or UCLA. The good students are every bit as good in any of those things. It's the fact that it's in the middle that we have more mediocre. Mediocre is a bad word. More unprepared students.
Yeah.
What is your name?
So my name is Rosa Rivera Furumoto. I'm a professor in Chicano Studies, and I teach Chicano Latino children's literature, barrio studies, and some of the graduate courses.
What are your feelings on the results of the strike?
Well, I was pretty much, we were all set to strike, right? And, we were trying to save money and all that. So, because obviously we'd be losing money too. But, I was relieved that we didn't have to go on strike. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there were some things in terms of the settlement that I didn't like. Mm. So, I don't know if you want to ask me about that now or later.
I kind of heard something that was only for a year. Is it only for a year, the 10% guarantee?
No, it's actually over several. And I'm not that well grounded in terms of the settlement, but there was one part of the settlement that, one, I thought that what they were asking, which was 5%, was, so not basic. Like, that's very basic, right?
Yes.
And, but the way they put it out over the several years was, it's not, I don't think it's a terrible settlement, and I voted in favor of it, but I think what I didn't like was that the vesting part. So vesting means how long do you have to, teach so many classes for what, vesting means that in the past, our contract was we only needed 5 years to be vested, and now it's 10.
Oh wow!
And that's going to really hurt. That's going to hurt like a lot of the part timers,
right?
because that's very hard to get vested, because I think they have to teach like 9 units every semester for like 10 years. It's really hard
That's
to
a long
do.
time, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years would have been a better one. I mean, that's what we had. So I feel like we also lost in the process, you know, and I don't know how that's going to play out for folks. It's not going to affect people that are already in the system, but the ones that come in, I think
The part-timers.
part-timers starting in January or whatever. So I'm not sure exactly when that new one is going to start, but when it does, that's not going to be so good for them.
Do you think 10% was enough? Or-
No, I don't think so. I think it's over 2 years or 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's over 3 years. So no, I didn't think that was enough. It's not even really covering cost of living, but you know.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everything's a trade-off. You don't
Yeah.
always get what you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed some of the other professors that have been here for a long time and have taught at other universities.
Yeah.
And, well, they're pretty much retired. They're just doing it because they like to teach.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for the money. But
Right.
that's not the case for everybody here. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
people here that are maintaining families and paying
Yeah.
mortgages.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason
Yeah.
that they were asking for the raise. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys got
We
some kind
got
of
something,
raise, yeah.
but you know, I mean, I know everybody has to kind of trade off, but I think the thing that bothered me the most was the vesting. Even though I'm not a part timer, I'm you know, tenure line, but still that bothered me the most.
But in general, you're pretty happy about it.
I wouldn't say happy, but I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. That's
So thank you for watching to today's podcast. Don't forget to visit our website located at www.elpopo.org. And until next time, have a great day.